Already, we have Void on Zarya. This guy has spent less than 5% of his time playing Zarya so far, in a meta that seems like it's dominated by it. And look at that engagement, so much damage. The Bionade comes through as well. OG already incredibly weak, but Fleder's the first casualty.
They've been caught in the corners here, and yeah, Fleder tried to sync up a little bit. Shanghai trying to turn this fight around, unable to do so as BQB wins that little engagement out against Lip. Now they're going to be chasing down Void as well as he's caught out of position. Yeah, we're going to see this fight continue now. So they've got already the early pick off. You can see ultimates coming out. Big Bionic connects onto OG. But the Shanghai Dragons just cleaning up this fight pretty easily now. The Deadeye from afar. BQB not going to be able to get that one off. Almost taking down Lip, but not quite. Try and turn this one. You can see there's a duplicate. The sleep comes through, but he's actually woken up, immediately taken out of it. The Primal Rage is going to get popped off here by OG to try and turn it. Ultimate's now coming off. As you can see, the grab ended up collecting a lot of them. Fight continues though. Fate trying to prolong it out with his own Primal Rage. OG might just get that kill. He does. 78 health surviving. Needs to back off though for a couple of heals. You can see Gargle wants to just hold it down. Point going to be flipping over now to the Florida Mayhem also. Look at the damage coming.
Explosive ultimate engagement, but Void should be able to get a huge amount of value. Again, they're trying to punish OG. A bash onto him, a sleep onto him as well. And OG's nano boost in the backline, utterly useless, and the Florida Mayhem get decimated inside that grab.
See, eventually this point is going to flip over to them. Fleder taking a ton of damage, has to back out. But Shanghai pushing forwards now. Nano boost applied to OG as they're going to try and take this team fight a little bit further now. But Gargoyle going down is going to be a pretty big issue for them, I think, trying to win out this team fight. The overtime is going to be going here. And the duplicate, Fleder just wants to try and make it work on McCree in close quarters, but he's been forced back out of it. Now you can see the fight continuing. OG blown up, though. It's up to Yaki using the duplicate to see if he can try and change this fight and turn it around, but he's already taken so much damage. He's been forced out, Josh.
That is a gorgeous shot as well by Lip. Yaki's doing what he can, but with that duplicate offline, there's not much more that the Florida Mayhem are able to do. Gargoyle picked at the beginning of the fight, not able to get his grab online by the end of it either. And that's the first round going the way of the Shanghai Dragons. In the second team fight immediately.
Florida going to be looking to hold on to here. Nano boost is actually applied to OG. And Lip goes down. Yaki trying to do his best. OG finding a pick as well onto Fleder. Both the damage dealers of Shanghai are going to be falling early on. The Transcendence comes through. Shanghai want to be opting to try and turn this fight around in their favor now. A lot of healing coming through, but do they have the damage to find the rest of these picks? Already they've got two as Slime falls. See, Yaki ended up getting the duplicate now, and he's going to be coming in with a Transcendence, trying to heal up the rest of his team, but it's not enough. Obviously, switching over to the Zen, you lose quite a bit of damage now, and OG going to be forced and punished out of his Primal Rage. What a stick by Lip, but Shield bashed into it and takes himself, punishing him pretty heavily, forcing him out. And that's that marking from Izayaki.
There we go, that's the
fall immediately, yeah. And this is it. Look at the pressure that they're just outputting onto them right now. Fleder beaming them down. It's way too much damage to come out from. Already just going to be punishing the rest of the Florida Mayhem for just holding on and trying.
Actually, absolutely brutalized Carpe. Just as a little warm-up there. OG onto the point, but he's not going to get his primal up. Punished intensely. And how does Florida win this fight? So many ults, but they can't even touch.
Are just trying to get in position to set up some sort of dive attempt. OG's been caught again. Look at these damage boosts. The Rocket's the concussion. It's going to catch him as well. He might fall here. Wrecking Ball, a lot of durability, but not enough to withstand that.
That's a fantastic decision, though, I think. Oh, and look at that, a halt into a rock, and then the final shot to finish off BQB. Shanghai here.
But Fate ends up falling, actually, caught out by Yaki. I don't know if there wasn't any heals, or possibly it was that Izayaki was reloading. The Nanoboost is going to be used as they try and get the res, and that great heal coming out from Void, actually.
What a shield.
Yeah, pushing away. You can see Yaki was trying to deny it. The Pulse Bomb does catch Izayaki, though. Fleder on 22 health, has to get that health pack. And look at the Self-Destruct coming in. This should open things up now for Florida. They were searching for a way in, and finally they're going to get it. Yaki gets flashbangs, caught out, but eventually his team is going to be there to try and chase down the stragglers once more. Fleder is left standing onto the point, but it's only a matter of time now as Florida Mayhem come back in for another approach. You can see the Nanoboost game, and Jim is holding on to it. I don't want to be opting to use this now. BQB goes down. They still want to commit this. Gargoyle is going to be the recipient as he's trying to chase down Oh, a lot of kills going the way of Shanghai, though. Not going to be happening for them. The D-Mech might be coming out from Gargoyle as he overstepped himself ever so slightly. Going to get the health pack. Possibly going to get out alive. Shanghai would love to get the D-Mech here. They're going to get just that, so another late kill for them. 2 minutes remaining. Wondering when they would pull it out. It's something that they've been improving, their rush composition. Dive from Shanghai, though. They've got a lot of ultimates online, and it's more than enough to try and shut this down. Gangnam Jin caught out. And now he's going to be falling. Still might be able to get a couple of return kills here. Gargoyle just trying to keep his team alive. But appeal, the defense matrix, not quite enough. Shanghai just power through it.
Yaki's dead as well. Can anyone even get to the point? It doesn't look like it. Gargoyle's going to touch. And Slime desperately runs around. What was that pin?
OG managed to catch it onto Fate, but the Nano Boost will save Fate for the time being. You can see another pin. Great sleep coming out from Izayaki. The overtime, once again, will start ticking. Fleder just lays down the Earth Shatter. But that's going to be the hold just before checkpoint B, and Shanghai are going to be very pleased with this. This is
Quite catch damage onto it.
Typically, you see teams play aggressive at the choke before the TP goes out. Florida opting for a bit of a later engagement. They're going to be rewarded for it. You can see that's an overwhelming victory. They did let them, actually just stopped them short of a tick as well. In this one, of course, off the back of the heroics, you can see Yaki's going to be taken out of the duplicate form. The fight's not over just yet. Lee Jae-gong just gliding away, eventually gets brought down by the beam. Yaki needs to be healed. He's being pressured very heavily now. He's going to get the mega health pack. Bob is out on the field. South Destruct comes through, connects onto Fate. As I believe Fate was sleeping there. Again, some huge plays coming out from both team support lines. Now
contest this thoroughly. Yaki makes a switch over to Tracer, and they're going to go back in here, Brent.
Yep, they're going to try and touch, though. 99.7%. The sleep onto Yaki onto the side. He's going to be taken out. Fletcher with the two-piece. And now Florida Mayhem, they've lost too many of their damage dealers. They're not going to be able to overwhelm this one. A big Bionade is not going to be doing too much for them. Shanghai going to be capping that point.
Getting value in that fight.
They've already taken the high ground control. The point pressure as well. They've got to try and contest this one. They've almost got the single tick they need to win this map. OG with the Primal has to try and get this kill. He does eventually get on to Lee Jae-gong. He's going to be rejoining the rest of his team. Shanghai realize we don't want to be fighting this one, but their job is done. Forced out the ultimate, forced out the Primal.
Was Lee Jae-gong just using it to be able to get back into the fight. It definitely gets them through the choke point for free.
Yeah, I'm going to be operating off of that. Fate using the Primal Rage, just trying to catch out Gangnam Jin. The Nano Boost was applied a little bit late, just about fades now, but Florida are the ones who are coming out on top. Bionade again. Gangnam Jin is just immortal. He cannot be killed. Corralled into the corner, but it matters not. Shanghai, and now, I mean, they committed a ton.
That immortality field would be amazing, or even just to get it out early on in the fight.
A huge Bionade. That is massive from Gangnam Jin. The possum is going to be negated in the end as Void is going to eat that one up, but the self-destruct in close quarters. You've got to be kidding me. Gargoyle.
And this almost seems impossible. Fate is going to contest the objective against his former team down here as well, but it looks like Slime has got his number.
Pushed off.
Look at that, the Brigida Bash only just touches.
Yep, Fate has to get that health pack. The overtime is burning. Somebody needs to get onto the point. Not that one. Now Lip comes in with a Deadeye of his own. Speed boost around the corner. Needs to be careful. He's going to get ate up there by the defense matrix. Another Blizzard in close quarters. OG has been caught out, and he's going to be falling. I don't really know what OG was doing there.
Yeah, he was completely caught. I don't really know. He's been trying to do that path up to the high ground to push people off away from there, and this time the Shanghai Dragons, they completely caught him out. And now Florida are just going to fall. So both of these maps where we've seen kind of control,
the team fighting needed to win. The Ice Wall's going to go up. Earth Shadow laid down. Gravitic Flux off onto the side is going to be met with the sound barrier, so that's going to be kind of cancelling each other out. You can see the Deadeye also being utilized here as well. OG with the Earth Shadow. It's going to be difficult for him to try and get any sort of value done against both the double shields of Void and Fate, but Void goes down to the self-destruct, and now it's just Fate remaining, trying to back up. A great Ice Wall from Yaki is going to be catching out a bunch of these players and securing the team fight win once again.
And both of these teams are...
Yeah, it's a really dangerous situation, I think, for Shanghai. They use the Immortality Field. That's not going to be up for a long time now. The Blizzard is committed. Can they get the kill onto Fate? The wall actually blocks off line of sight from the sound barrier. Yaki's walls have been incredible so far in this map. A real difference maker for the Florida Mayhem. And now, on the defense, down to the final 40 seconds. Shanghai used so...
Now they're pushing in here with a Gravitic Flux, probably an Earth Shatter by the time this fight devolves a little bit, but that is incredible! Fire Strike through the Amp Matrix.
Yeah, it's a classic combo. Most teams are a bit savvy to it, but it catches them out. Shanghai now, you can see, Void has to use the Gravitic Flux. Not going to be enough. It's way too many kills going their way. The Florida Mayhem going to be holding on here.
They're just going to have so much break for Fate and Void's shield. And the pick potential too.
Yeah, and you see it just coming to life right there. That early pickoff and this eventual just slow take of the high ground control. You can see BQB lays down just the arrow, so he's going to be getting a lot of information out of that. Now he's taking these slight off angles, just being pressured and pushing them into the hotel. It's worked out beautifully for them. The Florida Mayhem are going to be just taking this one. Not really losing anybody. Yaki does go down in the end, but it's a huge...
Going to be coming online here for Florida. Yaki, that is a great bubble from OG. Saves him as Yaki was dropped to the floor there. And Lip is so weak. Fate destroyed. I mean, this is just dominant, right?
It is absolute dominance, and that's Shanghai trying to take the early positioning away from them. But Florida recognize, like, okay, if we take the fight here, if we win it and hold them this close, I mean, we don't have to fight at this choke point anymore. The Dragon Strike gets committed, and it gets Lee-J gone. Matrix is the bread and butter of a lot of these team fight wins for them. We'll see how he's able to utilize it. Lays it down. The Immortality Field is also going to be dropped. It's almost fallen. In fact, it is going to go down now, and Yaki duplicating over the Diva, putting a lot of pressure down onto Fate. Putting in a ton of damage. Self-destruct is ready. Lets it go. Gets the remake instantly as well. And while all that was going on, BQB on top of the car doesn't even need to worry about it. Once again, the engagement comes through. As you can see, the Wrecking Ball's trying to set each other up, but Fate gets punished for it immediately.
Yeah, that is a great punishment from Fate. Without that Zarya bubble available to him, he just gets bursted down immediately. Discord Orb on him. No chance. Lip again getting the better end of BQB. The res comes through, nobody there to deny it, and Yaki responds in kind.
Oh my
Yaki
goodness.
takes down Lee-J gone as well. This is an enormous advantage now for the Florida Mayhem. If Yaki can keep doing that kind of stuff, he's going to save this DPS matchup for his team. I love areas. You can't win if they're up there.
Look at this, Gargoyle so close to building up the Gravitic Flux. Oh my goodness, the power driver into Bob as well, laying him into the backline. Shanghai have found all the openings they need. So explosive. And honestly, I do not envy our observers whatsoever. When you're trying to break down this comp, there are so many little things going on at once. There's the Wrecking Balls back off. Yaki, as a post bomb, falling very low, has to fall back to the rest of his team. The point is going to be pushed off here. The mine's almost bringing down OG. The res is off, but Fate is doing all sorts of work. Now the cart's still being contested as well. But trying to win this one out. They haven't brought down OG yet. OG's actually built up a couple of mines. A little 1v1 action. Fled ends up going down to the mine. OG's still alive, by the way. Yaki now, it's his turn to try and contest this one. Void so low, the overtime ticking. Only the tanks remain, but can they get the pickoffs? The dynamite comes through, not going to be connecting. Slime eventually falls. Yaki with the recall just to try and keep it moving once more, but now Bob's on the field. Florida, you've got to be kidding me. You cannot tell me you're holding on to this one. Lee-J gone out of Valkyrie. The grasp, a last-ditch effort now from Void as the tanks are desperately trying to hold on, but it's too little too late.
That is unbelievable. That are extra to work with. Here we go, Florida are going to try and take the high ground here and force Void out. Already though, OG punished. They don't even need the Diva.
I mean, that's going to happen with this kind of composition. Shanghai get all the picks, Void rezzed up as well. And they're going to regain this high ground control. And this is where teams in the past have struggled against Shanghai when they're running this comp. So much damage is being outputted at all times by Shanghai. It becomes
their positioning is still really good. We could see a win here for Shanghai. What a ridiculous situation that would be.
Whoa, Gananjin tries to jump out of it, doesn't work out. Fleder lays it down, but Florida may have just found their opening. Gananjin did go down, but a rally engage now from Florida. Okay, both ultimates whiffed. Yeah, and it's a big whiff now from the Florida Mayhem. I actually don't believe we've just seen that. Wasting both of those ultimates. It's disjointed. Now the Nano Boost, the last-ditch effort. 37 seconds remaining for the Florida Mayhem to get this attack going. I don't know why they're using the Nano Boost in this situation either. It just doesn't seem winnable. Still, Shield Bash, Fleder forced to use the recall, but OG going down to the Dynamite does not bode well.
You cannot tell me that the Florida Mayhem have thrown this away. BQB with the pick on Fleder, but he's going to be straight back into the fight. The rivals have basically found nothing previously.
Bob onto the point now. It's going to contest it up. BQB goes down. That was Fate, causing all sorts of work. Fleder just contesting, he's built up the pulse bomb, and now the fight continues. The flux is built up. Shanghai Dragons, they might just about be doing this one. Transcendence to heal them all up as well. Florida Mayhem toppling one after the other. And it looked impossible. They aren't going to falter at the side of the goal. They're finally going to take it, and Gibraltar is...
He's up to 77%, but no crucial manual hacks as yet.
Matrix comes down, Fleder with the rocket just over the corner. Look at the work he's doing. And the barrage as well on top of it. Was not expecting the Immortality Field, actually. Ended up turning away from it, and Ganamjin takes him out. Might be able to turn this around if they take out one of the tanks here. Ganamjin just needs to try and combat Fate, but Fate deals him in the back line pretty quickly. The hack onto Gargle means it's probably going to be converting into a D-Mech. Indeed, it does. So eventually the Shanghai Dragons are in a very solid position to try and win this one out. Only a couple of players remaining now for Florida. Just keeping that percentage ticking for as long as possible. It's a great stall effort from them though.
It is a good stall effort. Overall though, decent execution from the Shanghai Dragons.
I don't know what's occurring here. Deadeye into the back line. It's an aggressive approach by Shanghai to try and stop them. The flashbang is going to be connected, but Fleder is still there just laying in the damage. And the EMP was committed.
I don't know what the plan was there, Brent. Ganamjin and BQB were playing off on the left, and the rest of the...
Worried about Fleder because they know the barrage is coming. Concussion blast, sound barrier as well being utilized. Look at this Deadeye. Lee Jae-gon just holding his positioning. He's just been frozen in place. Some clean shots from BQB going to be putting an end to that one. As well, look at that nice little two-piece off the back of this one. Trying to find the third. That should open things up now for Florida Mayhem. Going to retake the point.
It looks like they want to go aggressive, try and catch Izayaki as they rotate in, but they've been caught. Only two players.
Ooh, the key component, Ganamjin just hiding around the corner, came back in with the Immortality Field. It wasn't hacked, he was able to do it. Yep, and he saved his team ever so slightly. Still, BQB falls, which isn't going to be grand for them now. Lip with the res as well. You can see the South Stroke comes in. Everybody had to try and avoid this one. And now the Nano Boost. Fleder's going to be the recipient of it. Trying to lay down even more damage into them. The backline finding it hard to just try and hold on to this one. Power drive from Fate not getting too much done. But they do collect the kill onto a lot of them. Florida rotating the positioning around with 3 players down. The Shanghai Dragons are just going to start to crumble off the back of this one.
Devastating. What a turnaround for Florida. Fantastic stuff there in the final moments. Big credit to Ganamjin hiding from that EMP.
It's over, but the fight is not over. Swinging away, OG, he's been caught out of position. Again in this left side. Not going to get the support from the rest of his team. You can see the Immortality Field comes in from Ganamjin to try and keep them alive with the Amp Matrix laid down. It's a lot of damage to work with. Florida did get control of this point, but it looks like eventually still Slime wins them. At least takes out Izayaki, forcing the ults out of Shanghai to try and take this. Stun comes in from the side. Surely this isn't still winnable from Florida. It's pandemonium on the point. Fate just being swept down now. The Fire Strike will remove him. And it looked like it was so good for Shanghai, but Florida just come back out swinging. You are kidding me. What on earth?
Positioning. Good wall as well, but BQB's been going for this flank every time.
Fast rotation, what a shatter. Fate's going to connect it into the Gravitic Flux as well. It's a great combo, but the Blizzard's going to be catching a couple of them still. Look at this, traded out, a lot of freezes across the board, but it's Shanghai who are the ones who will come out on top. And I mean, you'd hope so, with the amount that they invested, the Blizzard, the Earth Shatter, they gave him a bit of an opening. Gravitic Flux now on the other side of things. Lee Jae-gon caught out once again. Immortality Field is going to be saving Shanghai. But Florida realized, like, okay, we got Lee Jae-gon. The Amp Matrix is out. We got the Immortality Field as well. Now to punish them on the flanks. The extremities are really open. You can see them just punishing them for trying to hold on. The charge, it's a desperate effort now from Fate to try and hold on to this one, to turn it around. But ultimately, Florida going to be regaining this one with 53% and counting. A late punish onto Fate is going to set them up nicely for this next fight.
There they are again, really aggro.
Trying to play off the Amp Matrix. The Shadow's not going to be connecting. Immortality Field comes through. And this forward hold by Florida, it's worked out in their favor. Committing the ults. They've won this team fight out. They'd love to get a couple of more picks off. But now we truly are in the final team fight here. If Florida Mayhem win this round, they're going to be winning the map.
Yaki has a Blizzard, and look at his positioning. Whoa, what are you doing up there, son? They've all gone around it.
They just kind of back with the speed boost, but they've got to try and touch the point, and they don't! The boop away. As you can see, they're just getting this car pushed through the choke point. They've gained a lot of space as well.
There it is.
Look at that dive attempt. Ganamjin goes down. BQB equalizes very quickly. Has to drop off around the corner, but they've been forced.
That's so good.
Difficult situation, but Shanghai obviously the ones coming out on top.
And already they're demonstrating a better understanding of the metagame right now than the Washington Justice did in their knockout game for the May Melee. Shanghai
finding a lot of opportunities here. Fate might get caught out as
EMP.
well. Surely not. EMP comes through. Okay, connects onto 5 players of Florida. They're going to try and back off around the corner, but Shanghai are collecting up everybody who's weak.
That looked so tasty from Lip's POV. You could just tell that was going to be a fight winner as soon as the Florida Mayhem grouped up. They had control of the high ground and they were...
For the moment, Yaki as well just trying to essentially cause some damage into the backline. But yeah, BQB, Gananjin, and Gargoyle all playing together makes it very difficult to try and punish them. And you can see the peel attempt coming through. Gargoyle immediately comes in with the grass. Gravitic Flux going to be used indoors. Flashbang comes through. I believe Gargoyle may have been cancelled out of it, but it matters not because it set them up for the kills anyway. And it does become difficult for Lip to get the value. This Deadeye is going to buy them so much space and time. You can see it. Okay, rotation around. The mine's used in very close quarters. Self-destruct sent in as well. It's going to force the Transcendence out, but OG comes in with the mines of his own. A lot of them just collected up onto the high ground. A bit unfortunate. Not going to be stopping a lot of the positioning. And Shanghai have rotated around here. You can see them just kind of playing into their own spawn point, but or into the defender spawn, I should say. Shiobash comes through. Lip. Okay, now he's decided they're going to go for the front line. He's going to be catching it now. Yeah, that's both the tanks going to be caught out. Drop to the low ground as well. OG and Gargoyle going to be falling. Yaki's going to try his hardest to try and turn it around. Hack comes through. Oh, cancelled out of the post bomb. Beautiful shield bash from Lee Jae Gon. The hack as well. Yaki is not going to be stalling this one out for much longer. The tanks have just come back online. OG obviously trying to contest this one, but not. Lip with this EMP, looking for an opportunity to engage.
And that looks like a huge opportunity. There we go. That is enormous. The engagement perfect from the Shanghai Dragons. That's the coordination you want to see if you're a Shanghai fan. Beautiful play. Something that's been missing a little bit from this series so far, that level of coordination. And Shanghai, they're going to roll it in with over a minute here.
Yeah, you can see the mines come through, but not enough. Gananjin even tried to touch there.
A battle of who can punish the enemy ball, who can get picks with their Ash. And Florida don't really have any way of turning up the tempo. That's a big one, though.
There you go. Okay, post bomb laid down from Yaki. With his Yaki down, the res was used onto Void to bring him back into the fight. So despite the fact that, yeah, it was a slow composition, they're going to be finding themselves just fine, I think, pushing this one forward now. It was looking...
Instead, they're trying to play this slow-paced, positional engagement. Ooh. And there it is. Izzyaki plucked. And there's Lip. Ooh. He goes down too. Gorgeous play.
And it's going to come down to those heroics. Yaki, surely not! He tried, look at him! He's in disbelief! He's saying in the camera, he's like, what is this guy doing? Lee Jae Gon gets the kill, gets the res onto Lip, and it was looking so good for them, but at this point, I'm not too sure anymore, Josh. Shanghai is still in a pretty prime position to take this team fight.
What an unbelievable play from Lee Jae Gon. That's one of the reasons why he goes for stuff like that, because he can save team fights. If he doesn't get that kill on Yaki, they've definitely lost checkpoint B there, or at least this team fight. Instead, they are dominantly in control. He saved it for them. He's died a few times going for stuff like that over the course of this series, but that is a little piece of magic. Wait a second, though. They're turning it around. What? No way. OG up on the high ground, killed Lip and Lee Jae Gon at the same time. Friend, what are we witnessing? It's in order to punish Fate. He has the long-range disadvantage, but if they can get a Discord Orb, he will melt Fate. And look at that damage on Lee Jae Gon! The tracking is sublime!
That was ridiculous. The guy, just check his mouse, why not? That has completely cracked this open. Eventually, finally, 17 engagement, but Florida, they pushed them away now into this high ground approach. Shanghai trying to take the fight indoors. The visor comes through. It's going to be laying down so much damage that it's very difficult to try and withstand it. The accretion from afar, Gravitic Flux, it catches. The BQB is going to be hopefully fine on this high ground. Removes one of the mines. The cart's still not moving, by the way, because Fleder, he's the one. What a stick onto Slime. Slime, while he was going for the res, going to be not denied out of it, but eventually taken out of the fight, and that has set Shanghai up beautifully. The players push back into the staircase, rolling through. It's all up to Yaki to try and clutch this one, but surely he can't do it. A two-piece? You gotta be joking. They have to try and shut this guy down. He's almost brought down Lip. The contest onto the card, and now you see Slime moving over to the Lucio. Yaki eventually brought down, but that is gonna do it. Oh my goodness, my heart skipped a couple of beats for a second there, but the series is going to be going away of the Shanghai Dragons, and Florida Mayhem are going to be moving down to the lower bracket.
Look at Yaki's reaction there as well.